warm weekend. It was like, got up to 9 degrees during the day and misty and rainy. So we lost a bit of snow and we lost a lot of snow low down. We're not open yet. They opened this slope and the one below for the weekend, and then they've closed them, but we open properly, like full-time, this coming weekend. But then, so yeah, we had the rain, and then yesterday, or last night, it started sort of raining at night and then it froze. It's -8 now, so it's nearly a 20-degree difference. So yeah, -8 Celsius at the moment. So it's turned everything into a sheet of ice. I'm not sure if that shows up in the video, but yeah, it's pretty icy out here now. They've got the guns, the lancers and guns going again. So now we got the big push to get everything open pretty much. Hopefully it stays cold. Forecasts look pretty good. Possibly get some snow later in the week, fingers crossed. That'll be a good start to our season. Now I'm just heading up here to grab one of our guns. We're going to move it to the other side of the mountain. I want to do it early, I think, because today's like the orientation day for all the new staff starting, other than myself obviously, because I started about 2 weeks ago. But they've got like the whole staff welcome and all the rest of it today, so I want to get as much as we can going early on this morning so that it can be making snow while we go through all the formalities of the day. So yeah, so I'm going to go up here and grab a gun, bring it down to the bottom where they can grab it with the tractor and take it to the other side of the mountain, and then I'm going to come up to the very top here. There's a connecting road that goes from this side of the mountain to the other, which we haven't pushed at all yet. We haven't had a cat up there yet. Oh wow, that looks bad. Yeah, so I'm going to go up and try and link that together so we've got cross mountain access. Our other bison that's done the ball joints in the blade, which isn't great. Hopefully we'll have that part by the end of the week, so it'll be ready for opening. I suppose probably going to be here Friday, so it'll be a late night for the mechanics getting it fitted, and then that should be back up and running again. But it's not so bad. We've only just started making snow again, so there will be a lot of work to do, but we need to start building some whales again and linking up the piles that we've already got. Right, here's our gun. Let's see if I can pick this up. I haven't picked up a gun with a polar blade for a while, but it should be okay, hopefully. Getting down's going to be the hard part. The hard thing about picking up guns with the polar blades is a bit taller than most blades, which can make it difficult, depending where they're sitting and what's under them. If they're on the ground and you can't get the blade any lower, then yeah, you got to lift the gun up on its legs. Yesterday we were moving guns around on the grass. I didn't really end up videoing that because it was very slow. Just trying to take it easy on the tracks, because literally just brand new steel tracks on grass and boulders and stuff. So yeah, we were like crawling pace moving around with those guns and doing everything in reverse. I'd have to stick the camera on the other end of the window. So what I should check. I hope it's not frozen in. I don't have a shovel. Oh no, that's alright. I did have one gun that was leaking a bit, and all the water obviously pours down directly below it where the legs are, and then it froze under like 200 mils of ice. That was a bastard to get out. Had to get hammers and all sorts. Now we'll take you down the mountain, and then I'll probably get some fuel. I should, for those that have never moved guns before, it should really show you why I don't know if everybody does it, but open my wings when I'm picking up a gun. It's pretty straightforward. When your wings are forward, if you tilt the blade down, those wings are going to touch the snow first. So you're just going to dig holes if you have to go right down to pick up a gun. So you open them out, and then the blade is the same width, if you like. And then you're not going to dig your wings into the ground and hit something that you didn't want to hit. This means that you only have one section to concentrate on, not three. I'm not a huge fan of moving guns. I should be. I'm like, it's not that I'm not confident in a machine, but just aware of how expensive they are. Like something like this is, sorry, it's going to be in New Zealand dollars. They're about $100,000. It's maybe 50 or 60,000 American, I guess, depending on the exchange rate of the day. They're not cheap. They are not remotely cheap. So you're just aware that they're sort of hanging on there. Some people put straps over them and that sort of thing. But yeah, they're an expensive thing. They're not something you want to smash around a lot. I'm a bit more comfortable moving them in the Pistenbullies because they have the seat on the left, so I can actually see past the gun and move the boom out of the way a bit, but I can turn it sideways like that and I've got a pretty good view of where I'm going. Whereas the pre-norths, which we use quite a lot here, our fleet's 50-50, 2 Bisons, a 400 and a 600. But they're centre seat, so you're looking directly at the gun because you have to pick them up in the centre. That's where the strongest part of the blade is. Oh, it sounds like the GPS antenna's come off again. So yeah, so in the pre-north they're really hard to see where you're going. I find it sometimes easier just to reverse to where I'm going. You can turn them to the side a bit, but yeah, it's not the easiest. Also helps when you're going somewhere in the dark to pick up a gun. Like in this case, I've left a tiller pass. You can leave track marks, and then at least if you've driven up there, you know you can drive back that way if you can't really see very well. You just have to look for your pass. And as long as nobody's stupid enough to park something in the middle of your pass, then they hopefully won't get run over by it. By you. There's an antenna on the side of this machine. It's magnetic. I don't know how it comes off. I don't know if people are driving it into the trees or something, but don't think they'd rattle off. It's a pretty strong magnet, but it's definitely loose. I can hear it banging. So when I get somewhere a bit flatter, I'll jump out and fix it up. Just about what I should be doing on the slope is tracking it all up again. It's cold now, and the problem is, since the rain/freeze overnight, everything's quite solid and smooth, so the snow's blowing away. With a bit of wind, it's not really settling on the slope too well. You can see some little patches of wind drift, but it's not really settling. So the answer to that is usually tracking everything up, so you're creating sort of divots everywhere for the snow to settle, or you go and start blading and make windrows, or both. Another good navigation tool, if your cat's got it, is GPS. Because if you've driven up a pass, you can drive back on the same pass. And if you can't see, you just look at the GPS. It'll give you the line that you took. I'm going a bit wider than my line. Thought I gotta push this access road in. I didn't think anyone had been up here, but it looks like someone has. But we'll, without getting too much grass in it, we'll try and thicken it up a bit. Kinda want to put in some windrows, or at least edges, because we are due some snow at the end of the week, and it would be good for this to naturally beef up. The downside is I've got a tiller on and aluminium tracks, and I'm using a winch, but the bison we've got, we've usually, like pre-season, we've got two cats over the other side. One's a brand new 400, we haven't used it all yet, and I don't want to use it on the, I just don't want to use it at the moment. So they're on the other side of the mountain. On this side we have the 600 winch, and we did have a Bison X, but it's had a bit of a problem in the blade, so we're waiting for parts for that. So that's out, otherwise I'd be using that to do this. It's a bit lighter and it's got steel tracks, but we use what we got, so I just have to be gentle on this thing. Easier said than done, but let's see how we go. Good thing about having the tiller back on is I've got a camera again, because I've got two cameras. I've got one on the back of the, sort of behind the winch, and then another one that sits on the tiller itself. And so the one on the tiller itself is, it's handy for backing up really close to things if you want to till out next to a or up to like a load or an unload or something. This means you can do it with a winch without worrying about reversing over something you didn't see in the mirrors. That's handy when you're doing stuff like this, because you never know what sneaks up behind you. I'm making this up as I go. This looks like a whale. I think the gun's been making a tower gun there. It looks like it's probably been making up here. Maybe it got windy and they didn't notice it was making behind the road, but that's alright. Again, just got to be gentle. Try and break this stuff out as gently as possible. And sort of hope there's no rocks underneath it. Which it could be. And that's why you go gentle. And I'm running low on fuel, but our fuel trailer hasn't been filled up, so it's one of those days, one of those weeks really. At least it's cold. -9 now. not 100% sure where that noise comes from. Where's this one? It's -10 and ironically it's getting a bit warm.